What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today's a very, very important update. Over the past few videos, we called the dump before it happened, Bitcoin fell, and then we had an explained video where we discussed the explanation of why it dumped, and then yesterday we talked about the next long entry setup. And guess what, guys? Today Bitcoin is showing that. We had the RSI, just like all the other times in the past. The long signal is that the RSI comes down, the price falls, hits somewhat of a V bottom, and then the MACD histogram begins to show that positive momentum is building. The MACD histograms on the daily go from hollow to solid, showing positive momentum building in the market. And every time this has happened before, we've seen pretty tremendous moves to the upside. And now we do have that happening once again. Now, if you wanted to be more certain, you would wait for this daily candle to close. And if you get that, if you see the solid histogram, that means that it could possibly be that the market is beginning to gain that positive momentum. The buying pressure is starting to pick up again. The RSI may be ready to create a new uptrend where the RSI would run up, come back and hit that trend line as the price moves up. And that would be, this would be, in theory, the ultimate long entry right about now, or at least when the daily candle closes. So this is, once again happening. And if we go back to the past, we can look at the last major uptrend here in 2021. So going back to 2021, so you guys can see, this is 2020 going into 2021 when we first ran up to 65. And similar things happened here. I'm just going to reiterate once again so you can see RSI comes down to a V bottom and the MACD histogram goes from hollow to solid. And if you long that point, you catch the run. I mean, this happens continuously in these uptrends. And here we are for Bitcoin now in 2023, showing that exact same type of setup. So this is, in theory, a very optimal area for a long entry. Now, of course, there are no guarantees that this will work out. It's possible that you see, solid histograms show up, showing potential positive momentum, and then they end up coming back into hollow and then back into solid later, right? So it's possible that that could happen here where we actually get more negative momentum and then later on become more positive. But nonetheless, this is still the optimal long signal that you'd be looking to catch the next run from this point if you were longing here. And of course, if you're going to be trading, you can use stop losses to mitigate the risk in case this is a false signal. But I personally have taken some longs and, in preparation of this move. So where could Bitcoin be going next? Because the price is bouncing. We're about to cross 28,000 as I'm making this video. Well, if we go to my original theory here, Bitcoin would now be creating the next higher low inside of a parabolic curve that we've been creating for quite some time. And if we look at that parabolic curve, it would mean that Bitcoin is actually ready to move up towards the first lower high of the bear market. After we hit 69,000, we come down. We had our first major lower high at about 48,000. That is also the 618 fib extension level. And that is also just above base 4 of the parabolic curve. So Bitcoin could, in theory, be ready for that last major run towards about 48,000 before breaking down out of the parabola later on. And this is very similar to the 2019 run. We had the 2017 bull market going into the 2018 bear market, and then we had the mid-cycle parabola, which led us to about, just above base 4, the first lower high of the bear market. So in 2019, we saw this after the bear market. And here was the halving, the Bitcoin halving. So it's something that happens in between the bear market and the halving event. And this setup here appears to be almost exactly the same as what we have now. It's post bear market before the next halving, somewhere over here. So I think that we do have a mid-cycle parabola on our hands where we could be looking to see the price run up to a major high around 48,000, first lower high before breaking down, going sideways, and we wait for the halving. So I do see another major leg up coming for Bitcoin here, and the daily chart is telling me right now that this does seem to be the case. We're starting to see the signs show up as we've been discussing, or as we discussed in yesterday's video. And I just wanted to show you guys what I'm seeing in the charts right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I do have some longs open here. I'm also looking at some top altcoins for some longs, and I am talking about that in my Patreon Discord. If you join Patreon, you can get in the Discord, connect Patreon to Discord in the apps tab on Patreon, and then you can view the VIP chat. If that's interesting to you, click the link below to join Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the Discord.